Welcome to Living a Sustainable Dream. My name is Mark, and we're going to go ahead and get started on raising the third wall to our barn shop and just kind of showing you the ins and outs and some of the things I have not shown you yet, which is the takedown of the boom, which is very challenging indeed. As you can see that the back wall, there's some sheeting going on there, and I've been starting that a little bit just kind of to buy some time, but I'm going to have to redo some of that and make it a little bit better than what it is. So one of the cool things about raising your own walls is you could technically sheet some of them before you raise them, and a lot of people do sheet their walls before they raise them. Of course, many of them are not raising walls this tall. And we also have a problem with the third wall, and you're going to see that in a minute. But when you look at that boom that is in the air on that crane that I built, it is literally 26 feet long from top to the very base in the back. And the base in the back from the pivot point, I believe, is 1.5 feet. So you're looking at about 24.5 feet up in the air like that. As you can see, I'm raising the wall. And as I raise the wall, it's scraping against the north wall there. And it's just going to catch. And you have to just be very patient as you're raising it. You can't just, jerk things around. It is being held, that boom is being held by a 3,000 pound cable. And the cable that is raising the wall itself is a 4,000 pound winch with a 4,000 pound rated wire cable. So it's always kind of a challenge and just a little bit freaky to do that. And I time-lapsed it here so you can see it just kind of get raised in position. But look at the wind. The wind was really blowing that day, which adds a little bit to kind of the feeling of insecurity when raising something like this, as you can feel the wind kind of pushing it a little bit. Climbing up on the scaffolding to straighten things out was not easy as well. So you can actually feel yourself wobbling up there with the added wind. And then you're trying to balance this wall. It's pretty, it's kind of a pretty daring feat. We managed to do it and get it all up there and seal the deal so that now we have, out of 8 sections of raised walls, this will be our 5th section. And what you have to do is seat it on the mud sill, and my wife is going to do a temporary board there at the end. You can see her there, and we're not really caring about level at this point. What we're trying to do is just secure it enough to where we can straighten it out without fear of it falling over or tilting into the grass area off the pad itself. You don't want that. I mean, if that happened, if it came careening down the other side, I have no idea how I would have got it back up and lifted it again. There we are, just setting everything together. And now we're leveling and using the support 2x4s to hold it in place and keep it level. And what we do is we usually drill the 2x4 into the wall, and then we pull the 2x4 back to a stake, and then once it's level, I drill it into the stake. Now here is the part you should really see. This is the back side. The wall is completely up and done, but now my wife and I have to take the boom down. Now the boom is about 2 feet past the wall, and here's some measurements. So we're 17 feet from the wall. That's the very back side. The boom is actually 29.5 feet. That's the entire rig. The tractor is 11 feet in length, and I only have 39 feet to work with. And when you do the math, we have 40 and a half feet that has to fit into 39 feet. And this is why I could not sheet the walls. I could not put the sheeting on because I needed to lower the boom through the wall studs. That's right. So what you're seeing here is I have to pull the tractor off the actual crane, which is holding the crane in place, keeping it from sliding around. And then I have chains that are hooked up to my back PTO, which basically holds my implements. And the chains are wrapped around and then connected to D-rings on the crane itself. And we just start dragging. And it squeals and it pitches and makes a lot of noise. The rope cable that is connected to the front of the tractor on the 3,500-pound winch is pulling more taut. I have to let it out to lower the boom, but every time I pull forward, it tightens up again. And I have to let more out, but if I let too much out and it comes off the wall, it'll come careening down and can snap that cable or that rope. And so you just got to be very, very careful pulling it down. And as you can see, it gets hung up on the wall itself, and then you're going to see it start to appear through the wall eventually. And then once my wife gives me the all clear and I'm far enough away, I can lower it completely. As you can see, there is not much room between the front of the tractor, which is why I took the forks off of the implement there, and the wall on the other side. And there it goes. It's coming through now. I mean, look at how far. It's about 3 feet past the wall. We don't have any room here. Now here we are on the other side. I'm going to zoom in here. I want you to see how sketchy this crane is. You see it lifting there, right in the corner. See where the arrow is? It is literally lifting up as I pull the boom back to get prepared to lift the wall. The tractor is holding the base in plate, but the front is lifting off the ground. That is wood, 2x12s, two of them sandwiched together to make that platform, and it is bending like that, and it just contorts. And my wife and I know this is happening, and we're like, okay, I can add weight to the front and put more weight on it. It's doing fine. It's working out okay, but as you can see, it is not the safest design in the world. It's getting the job done. We're on the 6th partition being raised here out of 8. So this will be the end of wall 3 right here. And the crane is doing fine, but as you can see, it is moving. And as the wall gets a little bit higher up and goes beyond a certain point on that boom, it will start to lower. The front of the crane base will lower down again. But this is why my wife and I are so nervous. And we actually pray before every time we do this. And it works out every time. But it is a little bit freaky doing this. So my wife and I are not construction workers, and we are just people that are trying to save some money and build this little barn shop and put everything in place. And everything's coming out great. It's working. The walls are going up. We're doing it all by ourselves. We don't have a team of people helping us. It's just Krista and I. I'm hoping that when we put the trusses up, that I can recruit my cousin to help out, and then we can get on some professional scaffolding that will put those trusses in place. So that's coming up, but I have to sheet the entire walls before I can do that. But I just wanted you guys to see just the other side of taking that boom down and how nerve-wracking that is, and to hear that thing squealing, to know that it's pitching to the right and lifting off the ground. It's definitely an adventure, and my wife and I try to stay clear. It's very nervous driving the tractor with that rope cable right above my head. You don't want it to snap. I mean, this is not safe. And so that warning, which I put up on the first video, is literally, if you're ever thinking about doing something like this, the warning is just make sure that you design it correctly. Because if that thing breaks, it can cause a whole lot of mess, a whole lot of damage. It could wreck the wall, could wreck my tractor, and that's nothing compared to if one of us got hurt, if we're standing too close to it. Now, as you see it up there, the boom is rested. The entire base is completely flat against the ground. It is actually pretty safe up there. Once we secure one end, and the other end, it's up there like a perfect triangle. It's a right angle triangle. I have no problem with the boom on the wall resting. It was kind of designed to do that. So that's not a big deal. I would say that taking it down is the issue that makes it a little bit more threatening. We started to use the scaffolding and put the scaffolding under the boom, and that seemed to help out. And I unlocked the wheels, like you see there, it's in the center. I unlocked the wheels and allowed the boom to come down on the scaffolding a little bit. And then I back in and then raise it and then get it together there. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video on living a sustainable dream. I hope that you guys realize that I'm not trying to tell you guys to do anything that is too dangerous, but I just want to be forthright and upfront with you guys. This is not easy, and that's why the warning was there. And you guys be safe out there, and I hope your dream shop comes together for you as well.